in what has admittedly been a slow offseason, slowish. Um, the Las Vegas team apparently has settled on Desert Knights. This is the rumor, anyways. The Las Vegas Desert Knights. Not. It's a weird name, but I knew Black wasn't going to be in the name, and neither was Hawks. They were like Desert Hawks and Black Knights. And I'm like, no, the Black Hawks would block that. They're not going to allow that. The NHL would block that just for confusion alone. They're both in the Western Conference too. Like it's not going to work on any level. This isn't Canada where you can just have the Rough Riders over and over again. But the name I'm okay on. But what stood out to me was Robin Lehner has pulled himself out of the World Cup. Robin Lehner is now out as Sweden's #1 goaltender. So Jakob Markstrom and Jonas Enroth will be the goaltenders for Sweden. I feel bad for Sweden. I do, and yet at the same time, this is what I was talking about. Players with nagging injuries that don't want to risk losing any time during the regular season will pull out of this tournament. They won't go. If this was the Olympics, they're going. If this was the Canada Cup in the 80s, they're going. This is a slapped together tournament by the NHL and the NHLPA asking how much money can we make in a week? How can we maximize our money? And this is what happens. Players look and go, well, how many players are we down now? Like, I've completely lost track. I know Duncan Keith pulled out last week. I know Jamie Benn pulled out last week. I know there's been others. And every article says the same thing. They want to be good for the regular season. They want to be good to go when the regular season starts, so they're pulling out of this tournament. It is exactly what I stated about why I don't care about the upcoming World Cup. Because it's not a matchup of the best versus the best. It just isn't. And no, no slight meant to the guys who've replaced Jamie Benn and Duncan Keith, but they're not Jamie Benn or Duncan Keith. Now there's built-in excuses for basically almost every team in the tournament. Well, we didn't win, but this guy didn't play for us, so oh well. It's not a best against the best tournament. It's just not. And I've watched, playoff series over the last 30 years of my life where guys will play with one arm, they'll play with one leg. You'll find out when a team gets eliminated that everybody was nursing injuries by the end of the playoffs. And they're not going to do it in a tournament of this nature and risk losing any time in the regular season. The games on October 15th and 16th are far more important than anything in this World Cup. Now, the other thing that's in here is they talk about Jonathan Quick's mask that he's going to wear for the tournament. They got a nice picture of that on the hockeynews.com website. It's a main page, so you can take a look at that. And then fucking Rumor Roundup. Now, Rumor Roundup every week on the Hockey News site basically is we're going to regurgitate the same rumor over and over and over again. Bruins blue line needs work, but reinforcements not coming yet. Yeah, you guys have been telling me that Shattenkirk's going for Krejci all frigging summer, so let's see where it is. Notes. Bruin blue line still needs work. Zdeno Chara is aging and no longer the dominant defenseman. Torrey Kruger's only reliable offensive rearguard. Notes trade chatter earlier this summer tied the Bruins to St. Louis Blues defenseman Shattenkirk. There it is. The 27-year-old is eligible next summer for unrestricted free agency. Could prove difficult for the Blues to re-sign, but not impossible. While there was considerable speculation in late June, the talk has largely gone away because St. Louis has made other moves so they don't have to trade Shattenkirk. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. What? Includes Chris Russell, Marek Zidlichky, and Jacob Trouba on the list of free agents who could help the Bruins. Russell and Zidlichky are UFAs while Trouba's restricted. Russell's a good skater with some decent offensive skills, but he's largely known as a shot-blocking specialist and terrible defensively. Why isn't that in here? Zidlichky exceeded 40 points 6 times in his NHL career. At 39, however, his best needs are well behind him. Yeah, they're well behind him. The Bruins could attempt to sign Trouba away via an offer sheet, but Haggerty doubts they're Doubts they're unwilling to go that route. He doubts they're unwilling to go that route, so they're willing to go that route. That's a fail. He doubts they're willing to go that route, is what you meant to write. It'll take a trade to get him, but the Jets remain committed to re-signing the 22-year-old. You know what? At this point, if they haven't got him signed, they've probably given him an offer and said, this is the offer, and you can sit. You don't like it, you can sit. We'll figure something without you. Come back to us when you're ready to sign that deal. That's as far as we'll go. If the Bruins don't make a move soon, Alfieri believes they'll enter the season with their current decor and hopes the trade market improves. Tyler Ennis, latest Sabre on the trade block. Buffalo Sabres left winger Vander Kane was a frequent subject. Edmonton Journal's Jim Matheson reports Buffalo winger Tyler Ennis was on the trade block during the NHL draft in June. The Sabres were reportedly in the market for a defenseman. That's what I said. He missed most of last season to concussion symptoms. See, Ennis won't get you anything back with concussion histories. Matheson believes that hurt the winger's trade value. Well, of course. Now recovered, Ennis is hopeful of regaining his form and believes he has a future with the rebuilding Sabres. I think earlier in the summer, Sabres GM Tim Murray was very interested in Anaheim Ducks defenseman Cam Fowler. The Ducks require a scoring punch at left wing, and a healthy Ennis could address that need. Both players lack no trade clauses in their contracts. This is one of those things that I always find funny. So the Ducks get rid of Palmieri, they get rid of Edom, and now they have no young scoring depth on the wings. Okay. Awesome. It's the most baffling thing about being a hockey fan. You watch a team trade strength for weakness, making that strength now a weakness, and that weakness a strength. And then a couple years later, they realize they have to go the other way now. Or as recent, or as soon as 6 months after they make that move, they go, wow, now we don't have any defensemen because we traded 2 defensemen for that guy. So, yeah. So those are the rumors that are going around right now. There's nothing out there. Nothing you're not going to hear from me anyways, and I'm not even an insider. The New York Rangers have quietly changed their team identity. A few teams have punted their future assets like Rangers in recent seasons. They haven't picked in the first round since 2012 when they nabbed defenseman Brady Shea. And yeah, they've been really good, but see, Derek Brassard for Mika Zibanejad trade. Brassard outplayed Derek Stepan and became the Blue Shirts' de facto #1 center over the past 2 seasons, but Brassard wasn't going to get any better. He's 28, he's a solid player, but he's as good as he'll ever be. Zibanejad, acquired straight up from the Ottawa Senators, isn't done ascending. He brings good size, speed, skill, and two-way acumen to the pivot position. He hasn't taken off as a scorer the way many scouts thought he would when Ottawa picked him 6th overall, but the climb's been steady. From 1 to 20 to 33 to 46 to 51 points. He's at worst a desirable #2 center already, and he's just 23, so he may become the Rangers' long-term answer on the top line. New York still has one of the league's most barren prospect core, and it has very few promising blue liners in the system, but Gorton deserves credit for recognizing that he needed to inject the franchise with some youth and upside. The Rangers suddenly look like one of the Metro Division's more interesting teams to watch in 2016 rather than a tired group of veteran retreads. So that's where the Rangers are at. And the Hockey News is saying they'll be interesting. Notice they didn't say they'll be good, they just said they'll be interesting. And I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of teams will be interesting. Carolina will be interesting to see what they do with all these mishmashed pieces all put together when the season starts. Wait, somebody's saying this is a Rangers. Okay. It's just weird. Fighting in the comments. I get distracted by fighting in the comments every now and then because it's just bizarre, and it's always the same people that are fighting on the Hockey News site. So, but that's one of those things that, like, the Rangers have done a revamp in the process of. They're doing a retool better than the Canucks in some ways because they have the parts they need. They have the dominant goaltender. They have some really good scorers who aren't necessarily over the hill yet. And I think the Rangers can put together a decent enough team to make the playoffs. I don't think they'll do anything when they get there, but I think they should be able to make the playoffs. I don't know. But I mean, I'll get into that when I get into the Rangers preview. My Calgary preview is still generating plenty of debate on where Calgary's at. Although I think we can all agree they're better off right now than they were a year ago. A year ago was just brutal, just terrible. But when you get rid of Jonas Hiller and Kerry Ramo, it'll improve your goaltending in the short and long term. But anyways, so that's just some general hockey headlines and stuff today. I also wanted to add, I have officially started my movie TV channel. I uploaded a introduction video last night for it. I uploaded a 30-minute video today that I did that described my love for the Evil Dead movie series. And it chronicles from the 1981 or 1983 release. It was filmed from 1979 to 1980. They did reshoots in 81. They released it in 82, re-released it in 83. Some countries was released in 84 because it was banned everywhere. So, you know, you got to kind of pick your dates. I'm picking 83 because that was when the North American main release happened, sort of, kind of, because it was X-rated and banned in a lot of places, and it got cut down in certain countries by certain people, and then there's all kinds of conspiracy theories around it and what happened with it. It's the most interesting film series I own, and I own all of them. So, and I proved that in the video as well. But so I uploaded that video this morning as well. So I will be uploading any videos related to TV, movies, anything like that on that channel. And it's a featured channel on this channel. I just titled it Movie and TV Addict. And I'll leave it at that for now. But it's a channel, and it's separate from this. And this will be strictly kept for hockey, NHL, KHL, whatever kind of stuff. The one thing with having the Hockey News magazine is it does tell me where all the teams finished last year on paper. I know I can look that up on hockeydb.com, but I like to have it on paper. I like to have it in hand and be able to flip through pages and stuff. It's a lot. I like having that tangible object that I can touch and I can play around with, rather than just, you know, reading off of a computer screen. I enjoy books more than reading it off of a computer. That's probably why I don't own a Kindle to read books, because I don't really want to read them that way. Eventually I'll have to get a Kindle because they'll stop making books in the traditional form and they'll just all be digital. But anyways, oh, and I forgot to show that yesterday at a local pawn shop I got this for $2.50. This contained hockey cards at one point. Came out in 1999. So see, you would open up and found your hockey cards in here. I don't particularly need that in there. I was excited because I can now go to work. Get the frick out of there. Get out! Son of a whore. And now I have a lunch kit. Because you can actually, it's a lunchbox. You can actually use it as a lunchbox. And the fact that it's basically a little kid's lunchbox and it's from hockey cards, that just makes it even more awesome. It really does. It just makes it awesome. I'm very happy. And I got, like I said, I got it for $2. And my son got a Swiss Army knife for $1. Or as those of you in Switzerland would say, a knife. Yeah, and it's got, of course, you know, logos all the way around it and retro. And it's a lunch kit. It's a little kid's lunch kit. As my descent into childhood continues, actually, I looked at this and my first thought was, you know, once I get a set piece going and I get something, this would be kind of cool to have up in the background. And unlike my hats, I'll leave the sticker on this because it says coolest game on earth. Don't we remember that? Don't we remember when it was called the coolest game on earth and all commercials NHL related had coolest game on earth in them because they thought that had become a thing and then it didn't, so they stopped. But anyways, so I'm going to go watch Don't Breathe today, and I'm going to watch Suicide Squad today, and I'm going to post movie reviews for both after I've seen them, both separately. They will include spoilers, but I will make sure that when I post them on my other channel later today, that I have a definite line between non-spoilers and spoilers. And I'm hoping to really enjoy my time at the movies today. So thanks for watching. This is a retro me talking with a Star Wars hat and my new Blues jersey, which really, really, really smells of detergent. So whoever sent this watched it before they sent it, and honestly, that's greatly appreciated. I don't know if everybody does that. I would think they do. The only concern I have is I'm allergic to bleach. So if there's bleach in this, I'm going to be itching the shit out of myself by the end of the day. So I'm actually, since I got it, been wearing it for like 20 minutes here and there. Because I want to see if I start itching a little bit after I've worn it. Because I don't know. And yeah, I could wash it again, but it's already clean. So, and I'm lazy. So there's that. Cannot discount my laziness here. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all again later.